project in order to build our partnership with an organization from Norway, because it's not so usual, it's not so common for Greece and Norway to have a partnership, because it's not the European Union, so it's not so common. So it was a very good chance for us, and also to give to the participants, because it's the first event that we do for participants. And so we focus mostly to empower the youth society.
This program is funded by the EA grants. The Active Citizen Fund is the local branch in Greece, run by Institute for Society and NGO. This program now is ending. It's like Erasmus, you found in a way, and helps NGOs and groups to develop programs that involve society, either disabilities, either more social, more health, or more young people exchanges. And this is a small program. It's not a lot of budget, so we focus to be on Oslo. I don't want to say in a bit before. So we suggested to Stura to focus on the city, because it's first time everyone so to see a bit of the cities. The focus is to meet here in Oslo. The program is separated into two parts. The first part is to come here, see the organizations, and we discuss about in the community, in formal education, learning, groups of parties, groups, to have an idea how they work and share practices. They can ask, we have some questions, how you have your method of practice, how you work, and then compare. We already know, of course, from living in Greece, we compare actively, but then the program goes to Athens. Sturla will come in next week for 2 days, 3 days, and we will. Hi, Sturla. Hello. Mr. Sturla will come in Athens next week, and we're talking about just.
This, as I understood, this is your first project?
We found in May. This is our first project. We have other two, but waiting for more.
This one is the first one for participants, and also is the first one outside of Erasmus Plus project. So yeah, it's a nice option for us, because it's really hard to get funds outside of Erasmus. Even with Erasmus, it's really hard in Greece, because the competition is really high, and the rate is like around 10% of approved projects. So it's really hard in order to get funds, especially for this one, because the budget is really small, and in order to bring 10 participants here and to give accommodation, the food and everything, it's hard also for us, but also it's an experience for us to give the best and to try ourselves,
I used to say that we are, I don't know, as sure as your organization, we are not political.
No.
We are neutral. But you can see sometimes where the way goes when we invite people to visit others or like that. But you cannot be total and political in that. And thanks God we have democracy from Greece that we can still keep in it. Very, very interesting to hear from you and about your organization. I'm very happy to see so many young people coming. It's very good. And I know that Greece, there are coming more and more organizations with a strong focus in how the young people will empower the society. And this is adult learning in its best. As Albert Einstein is saying, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we create them. We create them, with your thinking you have to fix them in some way. So it's very good that we're getting more and more young people interested in that. And I hope that Erasmus and all the funds around will open for more and more. How can we describe our organization? First of all, we are the part of umbrella organization for the 14, 12 today, 14 before, study associations. Those study associations for adult learning, they are approved by the Norwegian law. That means that I cannot start on a study association for adults from nothing. I have to got a permission some way or a connection from the state. So there are 14, but 12 of them today are in our organization as members. Surely you will discover that in Norway and Scandinavia in general, we think that structure is very important. Even in the non-formal arena, like NGOs, the authorities, the public demands in some way some kind of organization and structure, because also that brings clarity, and our organization is not outside that. We have members organization for 12 study associations, but they are split in 3 segments. We have the vocational one, the political, and culture and voluntary. As you see, there are not-profit organizations, and the purpose is training and learning for adults. Cover also adult learning law. We have in Norway a own law for adult learning, which is from 14 years old until your last grade. That you have a right to learn, and you will have access to learn, formal or non-formal. This organization, in some way, it was established by the Labour Party. Arbeider, that means labor, labor enlightenment organization. So today they are it's not political. They supply with if you are in a union, you can take all your courses to be a union representative in your work lab in this organization. So that is still connected to the labor. And then we have lifelong learning. And in there you have the People University, as we call, where you can learn languages. You also need to complete something from school that you didn't that well in that time. You can take it here to get competence. They're the vocational. There are 2 more, the academic organizations, and the other one calls society and business or enterprises. Then we have the political. I used to call them party schools. Okay. This is for the Centerpartiet, which is the party of the center. Yes. It's normally for farmers and the rural areas of Norway. They're representing here.
All Scandinavian countries have center party, as I know. I mean, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, or even Finland have center parties.
Yeah, in the middle.
Yes, it's in the middle.
And they have their own school in some way, where they provide courses to future politicians in the party, and also the left. But this is it's quite special for Norway. The party calls left, but it's not a left party. It's in the middle. And this is more to the right. And then we have the biggest area. It's culture voluntary. I will translate. Funkis is a study association for organizations that work with people with some kind of disabilities. The National Blind Organization is a member here. All those study associations has other associations as members who produce the courses. Not them. They're members. But when their members produce and supply society with courses, they have to report that somewhere to get funding. They report to their own study association. And from the other side, these organizations get money from the state that they have to split to their members that has had some courses and reporting courses. So they're a middle part to take care of the funding that we get from the state budget every year, and to secure that all associations that they have as members they produce courses, they supply courses for others. In that way, they will take care about, will take off adult learning as the law says. So they can get a control of the state. How do you split the money? And they can choose all my members, so many hours of course, so much money they got. In totally, there are 500 organizations almost that are members in those, in total. So we have 12 of them, but in fact we work with 500 under, but we go through them. Sometime we used to go directly to them, but that is our network.
In order to found an organization, to become part of the adult learning, you need to be part of one sub-association to start to work in a way. It's like a necessity to do that. You need to be part of Funkies or...
Yes, if you want to get funding for your courses or education, learning activities, you want to get funding for that, you have to be in connection or member in one of. So of course you can be outside there, but in that case, if you want to have some funding, you have to look for that for yourself. And it's a lot of work. They get a lot of applications, and they discuss the membership in their General Assembly. So the General Assembly say, yes, this organization is in line with our area. Okay, no, this one is not. They have to find another one. So it's also quite easy for the government, for the state, when they decide to support adult learning. Here's the money, you make the administration. They are not part of the government. So in some way it's practical, but in the other way it's about trust. Trust. You trust in your organization. And that is equal democracy. Organization, we work mainly with politicians, try to advocacy work with the parliament, with the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Culture, where our members belong to, and also the departments or ministries that decide how much funding they're going to get according to the budget, national budget.
And the problem is, for example, in Greece we have 3 big regional areas, and usually the leader of each region, let's say, is usually in the part of the government. So in the previous elections, not the last ones, all the leaders of each region were like on the same party of the government. So the government mostly give the direction how they're gonna use the funds.
In Norway it works that you have the parliament for the national government, and then every region has their own parliament with their called own regional president, to put a word on that. And the municipality also has their own local parliament with their mayor. International, we are members of the European Association for the Education of Adults. And then we are some kind of members here, the Nordic Network for Adult Learning in Sweden, Finland, and Iceland. We have our own forum where we discuss things. And we cooperate with this organization, European Association of Regional and Local Authorities for Lifelong Learning. It's quite long, but their work is to influence and to provide assistance to local authorities for adult learning. So this one support us as adult learning organization. This one support the authorities, my regional government, to cooperate with each other. So if I have a need or a project, I can involve both, so I get help from both sides. And of course, this one, We are also members in the International Council for Adult Education. That is a more international, which is the UNESCO Lifelong Learning Institute is connected to that. So we have some dialogue there. Normally go through that with the European, but we are members there. You can see the train2act.eu is one of our Erasmus projects with Fit in Action in Greece. Lamia, I think is the city. Lamia. One in Antalya, Skill Labs in France, and Ortet in North Macedonia. We produce a course online for empowering of voluntaries, where it's a course that the organizations can take and use it for their own courses to enroll people in voluntary work and also in learning in volunteerism. And then we have our own, which is about mobility. This is for go out and learn. And there are 3-4 areas: digitalization, green transition, digital inclusion, and competence. That means micro-credential, how to validate the non-formal education that you can get in volunteerism or...
For the small-scale projects, for the key action 2, for this one and the next one, are you the applicant or just members?
We are the coordinators.
Coordinators, okay.
We get all the time questions from Greece, Turkey, different countries that they, do you want to be, we have the project because it's easy of 8 get support. So that's got made that Norway has been a good attraction for many organizations in all levels to find a coordinator in Norway. So in my organization, we are very clear about that. We get funding from the government primarily, and that will be our goal all the time. Our projects are to develop things that which are according to our goals for society. So for us, are more to create tools and also have a network.
That's the most important.
Norwegian grants, we as Norwegian organization, we cannot apply.
Oh!
You have to apply with a Norwegian partner. But we have no access to that.
Yeah. This is Norwegian.
It's like Google Translate. I hope it's
It's okay.
It's correct?
Okay.
It's okay. Thank you. I hope you got a clear picture, as clear as possible, how we are, our structure, how we work, and what is our main task for the adult learning sector through our study associations.
How, if you have a bit more time, like discuss about how that you cooperate between the association, like what is the method of director, like you associate, they have assemblies, how you communicate, decide the subject you want to focus, do you have like 3-year-old plans?
Well, my organization has a board. In that board is one representative of every study association, which is a member of us, in this case 12 is the board. And then we have the general secretary. This board decides the way to go in a strategical, tactical way. What we are going to give some priority in matter of the political sector, or also funding, international too, but also every county has our own board. I have my own board, which is also representative of the same association, but locally.
But locally, yes.
In the main board, there are 12 representatives. How they got elected? I mean, they have internal elections. Each part, each organization, in order for someone to be represented in the board. How it works?
We have a general assembly every year in May, where the national lead of the study associations have the right to vote represented into the board. So it's a general assembly.
So in the board there is a president, I guess, right? And the president is elected by the 12 persons of the board or by the whole...
The General Assembly.
The General Assembly, okay.
Every year change the board and the...
Some of them.
maybe.
Some are elected for 2 years or 3 years, and some going in...
continue.
Strategically, is it good, according to your experience, to change the board every year?
It was 2 years. Half will leave after 1 year, and the other half will stay. And the next year, it's
You change your board, half board
for
every year.
continuity.
But according to my experience in association and so on, when we have to change the board every year, strategically you can't run your agenda.
Normal, most usual in Norway that political profile, well known, when they ended their period, they goes to a national NGO, then from an NGO to the government. My board, we decide locally to make a connection and to show to the politicians that if you start in the Red Cross, just because you want to help people, and then you get formation, you get non-formal courses, maybe you wake your interest to be a doctor in the future. So in some way, everything in education is connected. And you have to put money on that. Even in voluntaries and in vocation. So that's our way to work.
Thank you.
Yes, please take some breath out.
Thank you very much.